Hello.
All right, thanks for coming. Today we're going to talk about building web applications. We're going to build web applications as professionals. As professionals, we all show up on time. Was I on time to the presentation? Thank you. I was. All right, we dress nice, so we got a nice shirt today. And we're bringing our own equipment. Oh, wait. This is going to travel. So I got my own equipment today. Just having some trouble getting it out. Sorry about that. So bring your own equipment. Anna saw me this morning at the intersection. She's like, "How old is this laptop? Has it been in your family for like 150 years?" And I said, "Not 150 years, but I could probably make up a good story that it's been for like 80 years with my great-grandpa, someone running away from the war, putting jewelry in here just so they could survive." But that would be a lie. The real truth is I've had this for maybe 5 years. I bought it from somebody on some side street somewhere. I found on Craigslist, I think. It was a couple $100. It's a very, very nice laptop. At this point, you might want to put your MacBook Airs away. Cool. I don't know if you've been following email recently. There was a lot of talk about security, and you want to make sure your laptop is secure. You got confidential client information on here. That's this bad boy. Sorry if you're in the back, you might not see, but the front audience will witness not one, not two, 3-factor authentication. Again. 27-inch widescreen, all right? HDMI, VGA, G.I. Joe, it's got everything. All right, now that you got your laptop open, you're ready to work. You're gonna bust out your IDE. All right, you're gonna create a development environment. This is what mine looks like. It's not 150 years old, it's still pretty shiny. Cool. One more thing. Before I fire it up, actually. Nice thing about this laptop is you can turn it off when your IDE still works. Leg rest or something. Gets heavy. Alright, now we got our IDE. Let's turn it on. Anybody worked with this IDE before, by the way?
This is Jen Brains.
Seen anybody work with an IDE like this before? Alright, a couple of people. Cool. Let's fire it up. Here we go. 1, 2. Works. Alright, it's loaded. So, developing a web application, you gotta think, starting with the user, what they see first when they come to your application is what's facing them. So ultimately everything, CSS, it's the front end. That's why we got a whole bunch of cascading style sheets here, right? You can use it to make a very responsive design. All right, and stuff like that. It works for mobile phones, works on laptops. Right, nice patterns here. It's very visually appealing. But in order to power that, you actually got to go to the web application server, which is right here. All this stuff right here. You got many options as far as languages to choose from. So you can go with something, light like Ruby. You can go something with powerful like I don't know, Java, C#, one of those more mature languages. Different options that you go here, but whatever you end up choosing, you got to know some fundamentals. So let's cover those right now. When writing a program, you need to start with your basics. The most basic thing you can do is write a single statement, right? Pretty straightforward, one line. A different statement. Some statements are a little more complex, but nevertheless, they're statements. You chain these together, put a bunch of them together, you get what?
A function.
Exactly, function. Thank you. That's why a function. Oh, exceptions sometimes. Right, that's what function. Here's a different function. Right? Syntax errors. If you're, depending on your compiler, depending on your language of choice, here's the syntax error. Tell me what syntax error is this. What? No pointer? No? It's a syntax. Missing return statement. Alright, there you go. Cool. Yeah, it's like I said, I mean, many languages, this IDE, I can even do Haskell. Who's done Haskell here before? Who's heard of Haskell? Alright, everybody. Everyone wants to see what Haskell sounds like? Alright. Very pure. No side effects. Alright, so moving forward, we don't have too much time, so that's all I'm going to talk about the application side. If you're building a web application and it's typically you'll have some kind of persistence layer that you're going to have to integrate with. Most likely it's going to be a database. That's all right up here on the left side. You're right. Now, again, you have many options to choose from. You got the very, very heavy power hitters like SQL Server and what was the other one? Oracle. Right, those are pretty heavy. You got the very, very light ones like Derby or SQLite. Right, they still get the work done. They're just not as, they don't hit you that much. And then you got things in the middle that are, pretty much just right. Right, small differences. Another difference between when you're choosing a database on the back end is you have your traditional relational databases, which is what I was doing right now. Right? Those are the traditional databases, but you also have object-oriented or NoSQL databases. Slightly different, but they still store data. They get the job done, right? MongoDB. Oh, I forget that one. Sometimes you'll come across a site, across an existing project, where your database is very, very, very sick. Sounds like this. If you're not fortunate, you'll even have a very sick front-end application server. Nobody wants to work with that kind of stuff. Fortunately, if you hire 8byte, we'll come in and make it all better. Right? Cool. So that's all the 3 different main layers that we're going to talk about. We're going to try to put all of them together in a little bit. But before we do that, just a couple more points I want to get across. Integration. You're going to be integrating, right? We're going to be integrating our application server with our database, but you can also integrate your server with external third parties like bass guitar, classic drum set, triangle. We're not going to do those today. What else? I guess last thing is when you are, whenever you're working on an application, and if you're starting from scratch, that's what word of advice I can give you is start small. So don't try to tackle the whole thing at once. Don't try to pile all the features into your first release. Get things out there, right? Get things out there and get them rolling, and then add on as you're moving forward. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you a small application. It'll start small, and notice how it gets bigger and bigger, how we add on features to it. I think that's it. Cool, ready? Any questions?
What about tests?
What are tests?
I'll go back to my corner.
So here we go. There's no feedback, by the way, is there?
No.
Too late. All right, here we go. I found this on GitHub. I did ever write this. long stretched analogies. To compare musicianship to software craftsmanship, it's really about like the client, right? Delivering to somebody that's going to be consuming what you're producing. Here, you are the consumers at the moment. When you go to a CSO concert, Chicago Symphony Orchestra, you're the consumers. You're paying money, right? The musicians are delivering, and you can imagine how horrible it would be if you go to a concert like that and 5 minutes into it, they're like, oh, let's start again. Sorry, we messed up this one piece, right? Restart the server, as an analogy. Think about who you're writing software for, and when you are writing software, don't just sort of get it out there, get it working, and like, whatever, move along. But build it as best as you can, do the best that you possibly can. Raise the bar, right? Always be striving to not just get stuff working, but make it as best as you possibly can make it work. So that's it.
And that's